Every now and again I get questions about my palms and people wanting videos of my palms, and I don't do them nowhere near as much as I used to, of course, as you've noticed. And we've just come into summer here now, and I'm going to tidy up the garden and do some palm videos. Yeah, at the moment lots of weeds and things around. I didn't want to do it until I'd got all that sorted out. So this palm here though is the very first palm I ever videoed for YouTube, and in fact the video of this palm was the very first video I ever did for YouTube. So back then it was only about this height. This is a Dypsis decipiens. It's from Madagascar. It's a very cool palm which usually has one trunk, but sometimes, as in this case, it splits. So this isn't a group of palms stuck together. It started off as one palm which split into two, and then those two split into two, and so now we've got 4 stems here. But just recently, in the last few months, this stem here, it's a bit hard to tell, maybe on the video here, has split again. So it's sent up sort of 2 spike things at once. You can, if you know anything about palms, you can tell really easily when it's going to do it. And so this here has come up and split, and you've got 2 leaves, sort of Siamese sort of thing going on, where they're stuck together but they're kind of split. And so that trunk there will now become 2 trunks. So that will be interesting. Pity it hadn't happened on like the tallest trunk, because then we would have been a branching trunk, which would have been quite cool. But because this is still so close to the ground, this one, it probably won't look that interesting. It'll just split off as another stem from the base. So the tallest original stem here, it's got quite a bit of trunk on it now. So height wise, the trunk, we're looking, this is about 1400 off the ground. So she's getting up there. If this was a single trunk, the diameter of the trunk would be twice what it is, and the leaves would be much bigger. The single stem ones look so Jurassic and cool, but that wasn't to be for this one. But this one's also very cool as well, because not many of them split this much. The trunk at the base here, it's about 1 foot in diameter, maybe slightly more, so a little hard to tell. Go get a tape measure or something. But yeah, so she's pretty big, and I think she's getting close to having babies. This palm is monoecious, I think. I better check that actually. Forgotten all these things. Pretty sure most Dypsis are. So this palm, I think, may have a flower bract underneath this leaf that's about to come off. Here's another look at the other side of this stem that's splitting. As you can see, something weird going on here. And that's sort of 2 leaves that have come up, stuck together. And now from then on, the next stems, see, we've got one spike coming up there, another spike coming up there. They're both coming out of the same trunk. So spike here, gap in the middle. So that is in the process of splitting. And being summer, this will put on quite a spurt of growth, as most palms will over summer. As long as you give them plenty of water. This one likes a lot of water. It grows on sort of rocky cliffs and things in Madagascar, but in summer it likes a ton of water, and then in winter you should try and keep it dry. But of course it depends on where you live, onto how your climate works. In New Zealand we get all the rain in winter and it's dry in summer, which is a bit annoying, because you want all the water in summer for the plants, and you want to try and keep them dry in winter so they don't rot out in the ground. Anyway, let's pull this leaf off, see if it does in fact have a bract underneath. Doesn't look like it does actually. You have to put the camera down to get this off properly. So the leaf is off. Chooks are getting the bugs off it. The leaf itself is around, what's that, 1 to about 3 meters long. But unfortunately, there was no flower bract. Had quite a bulge on it, so I thought there might have been one underneath. But oh well. Hopefully not too far off though. It's of a height where it's likely to start doing it, which is good. Yeah, height-wise now, this palm is, well, she's certainly getting big. Hard to get back far enough. Overall height is around 4 meters, maybe a little bit more. And it's really starting to become a dominant palm in the garden. But it is hard to get a good shot of it from a distance. I think I prefer them as single stem palms, just because they look so massive and, you know, just not of this world almost. But I'm stuck with this one. I have a few others at my mother's place, which may stay as single stems, but I think they're splitting too. I need to give it a good clean up, get off some of these old bases. Give her a good weed, remove some of those. Some nice colours on Dypsis decipiens, and all Dypsis really have good colour. So anyway, I'll tidy this palm up and tidy up the rest of the garden, and then I'll show you some of the other palms I have and how they're doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. This is my Dypsis decipiens. It has 4 stems. So the top of that leaf is around the 10-foot mark. No gills. This is another Dypsis decipiens update. Spade is in there just to give you a bit of scale. This palm has been in the ground since 2006, now the beginning of 2013. So it's probably been in just under 5 years, 4.5 years. It only had 1 stem when I planted it. It now has 4. The biggest one is just starting to show a bit of trunk now. Its overall height is around the 12-foot mark, around 3 meters or so.